Alrighty, so now that we've written the introduction, we have to move into the first body paragraph. And then our plan tells us exactly what we're going to talk about in our first paragraph. I'm just going to move this up so you guys can see. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're going to talk about how asking personal questions can be good because it relieves tension and it creates a mutual connection between the employer and the employee, potential employee. So once again, indent, do not skip lines. So you have to give first a topic sentence, which gives the reader an idea of what you're going to talk about. Are you going to talk about why it's good or why it's bad? It has to be clear. It can be a short sentence, nothing major. You can say there are, or there is, a myriad means a lot, a myriad of reasons as to why asking personal questions during an interview can be advantageous. Yes, okay, got the spelling right. So there is a myriad of reasons as to why asking personal questions during an interview can be advantageous. You can say advantageous. There we go. One of them is, and then, so you see I just gave a sentence, and here the person knows, so she's going to talk about why it's positive. Advantageous, like advantages, right? So something positive. One of them is that it relieves tension from the potential employee. Okay? So one of them is that relieves tension from the potential employee. So you can say it, and then here you have to explain what you said, right? You can't just say a sentence, you have to explain what it means so that the examiner has no problems understanding what you're trying to say. It has to be super clear. So it is well known that interviews are a stressful process. Interviews are a stressful process. Therefore, asking personal questions which are less formal than the typical interview questionnaire can make the employee feel more comfortable during the interview. So here I explained, right? So I said it is well known that interviews are a stressful process. Therefore, asking personal questions which are less formal, okay, so the problem with this sentence is that it's too long. You see how it's 3 lines long? I can cut it down. So I can say asking personal questions can make the employee feel more comfortable during the interview. Okay, so that's a perfectly fine sentence. You don't want your sentences to be too long. So you see what I did there? I wrote a sentence, I reread it right after. If you had written another sentence after and you had to erase, it would have left a gap, and it doesn't look good. Right? So make sure you check your work after each sentence. So it is well known that interviews are a stressful process. Therefore, asking personal questions can make the employee feel more comfortable during the interview. And then you can say this will optimize his or her performance during the interview because he or she, remember, always say he or she, will not be so this will optimize his or her performance during the interview because he or she will not feel stressed, feel stressed, this will optimize his or her performance during the interview because he or she will not feel stressed, and as a result, this can will not, because he or she will not be stressed and will be able to show their full potential to the employer. There we go. Okay. So this will optimize means like increase his or her performance during the interview because he or she will not feel stressed and will be able to show their full potential to the employer. Okay? Show his or her, not there. Show his or her. Okay? There's for plural. His or her full potential to the employer. Okay? So I have explained this in 2 sentences. That's fine. So my one idea is quite literally just 3 sentences. That's more than enough. That's good. You don't want to write too much because then you're going to have too many words and that's not good. Your essay is going to be too big. You won't have time to finish it and check your work. So you want to keep it in that range. So that's one idea, okay? And the second idea was that it creates a connection, right? And then we have an example for that one. So make sure in every body paragraph, there's at least one example. So you don't skip lines, you don't indent, you just keep going, okay? And then you use connecting words. So you can say in addition, comma, asking personal questions during an interview creates a potential connection between the employer and the employee. For example, you give an example and you have to say for example, for instance. For example, if the employer has if the employer's hobby sorry, I can't type today. Hobby is, let's say, bowling. If the employer's hobby is bowling and it is the same for the employer, the two. Remember, you're not going to write like this because the number is less than 10. If the number is less than 10, you have to write it like this. So the two individuals will have a stronger connection and understanding due to their similar hobbies. There we go. 2 B's. Voila. Okay. So, for example, if the employer's hobby is bowling and it is the same for the employees, it is the same for the employer, the two individuals will have stronger connection and understanding due to their similar interests. I said hobbies too much. Similar interests.